Alright guys, this is the final and fifth video in this short exam prep series. Alright, we'll go over a few key things to do on the day of the exam in the exam. So the materials you're going to need is your dictionary. You should be already using this right now. If you haven't, go and get it out, put it on the desk, use it when you need to look up a word. Do not use your computer or your phone. Start using your dictionary. You need a clear pencil case. It needs to be see-through. Alternatively, go to the supermarket, get those little Ziploc plastic bags. Use one of those. You need pens. You need highlighters. You cannot use whiteout. I believe it says on the front page. No calculator. Students are not permitted to bring into the examination room blank sheets of paper or correction fluid or tape. So no whiteout. You need a clear drink bottle. If it's got a pump label on it or something like that, remove it. I'm not sure even the coloured ones are permitted, but you can check that close to the date. You need your student ID card, which you can get from school. You need to dress in layers because the community centre can be cold. If you've got a few layers, you can take them off or put them on as you need, depending on the day. No phone, leave it in your car, leave it outside the room with the teacher. I don't care, do not take it in there with you. That is enough to, if it went off like it did for a student last year, potentially have your exam receive a 0. You can have your phone removed from you for 3 months while they check to see whether you cheated, etc. On the desk, you will find the exam booklet and the script booklet. So the exam booklet will look like this without the word sample on it, obviously. And it will have your reading time and your writing time. There are 3 parts. It's got your instructions. So take the time to have a little peruse of this so you know what's on there. And on the day, you don't need to have a look at it because you'll know. It's broken into 3 sections. So all the texts are listed here and their author. Obviously, we are studying the complete mouse. Scroll or flick through you will be until you find the complete mouse. So it's going to be around 14. There will be 2 prompts. You're going to choose from those. Then you've got section B. You are doing Stasi-Land in 1984. Again, 2 prompts. You're going to choose one. And then you'll have section C. This is always exactly the same. The only thing that is different is the page numbers. So analyze the ways in which argument, written and visual language, do not forget the visuals. There will be background information from this. You should be able to get your orientation, your intended audience, because this should identify who the key stakeholders are. And then you're going to read this, but that's basically how the exam will look. You will also have your script booklet. I think will have a purple cover on the day. You'll need to know your student number and you fill this out when writing time begins. Don't fill this out until the end, and this is book number 1 when you first start writing. If you end up using more than one book, then you will put 1, maybe 2 in here if you use 2 books. Again, these are your instructions. Ensure you've read all the information. Write your student number. Blue or black pen. No pencil. None. Complete each of the following sections. Now, obviously, you're not going to complete them in order, and you don't have to. You should do probably C, definitely C first. Then I would do B, and I would leave A until last. For A and B, you need to indicate which topic and text you're doing, and I'll show you how to do that. Do not remove any pages from the answer booklet. If you need an additional one, put your hand up and ask the invigilator, that is the exam supervisor, for another booklet, and you need to fill that out again, and you need to say how many booklets you've used and what number booklet the next one is. So this will be your first one, then your second one. All right, you need to shade this box, the complete mouse. Then you need to shade whether you selected prompt 1 or 2. So for mouse, say you're going to do, for the character, Art creating the text is his way of understanding his father's experience. Say you're doing prompt 2, you're going to shade in this box and you're going to start writing right here. And this is for section A only. The same is true for section B. You need to shade in Stasi-Land in 1984. We're doing pair 3. and then whether you do prompt 1 or 2. So in oppressive societies, there is little possibility for trust. Say you're doing prompt 1, shade that in, off you go. Section C, no need, because everybody's doing the same thing, that blue or black pen. But write the answer in the appropriate section. This will be watermarked on each page, so you need to make sure you write the right part on the right section. Okay. Reading time is 15 minutes. You know this, we've all talked about it. It's not new information. Just to reiterate, I can spell. Read the prompts for section A and B. I would spend a few minutes doing this. Does one immediately grab your attention? Is there an idea you're really confident with and you can analyze in detail? If there is, boom, you've got your selection. You might want to have a little quick think about what your 3 paragraph ideas might be, and then move on and look at section B. Again, select which one best appeals to you. Have a think about your body paragraph ideas. Then move to section C. 10 minutes, read it, reread it, decide what key arguments you want to select out, and then how the author is making those arguments. Refer back to the section C video if you want to see more information about this. But how is the author using language to convey their arguments? You do not need to write a plan for this one. You might like to use the space provided to write a plan for A and B, maybe 3 or 4 minutes to write that. But you don't need to write a plan for section C. I would annotate immediately after writing time begins. Then I would number my annotations, and then I would use that as my plan and write from there. Writing time. That's the second thing I would do, is start annotating. The first thing I would do is fill in the front pages, and then on the front cover I would write what time I'm going to spend on each section. So, for example, writing time starts at 9:15. I'm going to write section C, and then I'm going to go until 10:10. If I'm not finished or close to finishing at 10:05, I'm wrapping it up however I need to, whether that be like if you're well off, you need to dot point it, but if you're close to, then try to wrap it up and be done within that last 5 minutes. And at 10:10, you need to move to section B. You might give yourself 65 minutes, so maybe 5 minutes to plan, 55 to write, and 5 minutes proofreading. And then section A, I would leave that till last. That should be the section you're most confident with and the quickest for you to write. So write that down, try and stick to those times. If you stick to them, it will help you avoid panicking, and it will give you a clear kind of indication of it, ensuring that you spend the right amount of time on each piece. Because if you end up spending 90 minutes on section C, you're just going to get yourself in a state and not be able to finish it. They mark holistically. You need to try and do all 3 to the best of your ability. So it's no point writing one awesomely, half-heartedly, and not at all. Try and write all 3. If you're running behind, dot point, etc. And then I've said about selecting topics. For section A, write a brief plan. What's your contention? What's your topic sentences, keywords, and evidence that you want to use? If your points when you're writing your little plan aren't in a logical order on the page, say you've just brainstormed off the topic, number these so you know what order they go in, and then you can start writing. You can do the same thing, repeat that for section B. But I'm going to switch those around because you should do section B first and then do section A. Okay, now it's fine to make a mistake, cross it out, 2 lines, and move on. Do not spend, scribbling till you can't read what was there. That doesn't matter. Put 2 lines through it. The examiner knows that you don't want it to be part of the essay, and they will just skip over it. If you need to add something, put a little star, an asterisk, and then note the page where you have written the additional information. For example, say you're writing away for section C, writing away. And, at the bottom of this page here on page 24, you've said something about the image in the text but you haven't really unpacked it. And when you're proofreading or sorry, checking it over, you think, oh, I haven't talked enough about that. I really need to add some more analysis in there. You put in an asterisk and put, turn to page 27. So just put in brackets over here, page 27. I like to just give it a little pink highlighter or a green highlighter, and then over your asterisk, and then wherever I've inserted it, say it's on page 27, I've got my asterisk, and then again the same color yellow highlighter, and start writing whatever I want to write to insert in that section. If you need a new paragraph, do a double slash and then put n.p. or n period, p period. When you write the name of the text, you should underline it every single time. The Complete Mouse and 1984 and Stasiland as well. Don't put it in quotation marks. It should be underlined. Quote should be in quotation marks. All right. That's it from me. My last bit of advice is make sure you've got that dictionary out and start using it. Get familiar with it and make it a part of your habit when you're writing. Because if you don't know what a word is in the background information or the question, then you need to figure it out, and you need to know how to use your dictionary well and quickly to be able to do that. All right, good luck. Good luck for the 1st of November. Any questions, ask your teacher.